abusia yamama kwa basonko so eba POG Media so me sure say afi na oba so a obe like na wa subscribe na afi so atima share dwumadi no ama afoforo nso ensa atumi aka ensam ekoso ma Ghana mu a yenso ya de peni ye say brane no yebem ya bedwafo ehu de eko ene de eba na de ensam ene ekoso highway ne so eye black rasta ene de ensem ya ba betu dwa wo twe say eye manase azuri actual book be a book in the title de President Ghana never got at say abusuan sema wo book nim ne ka kire wa otiri bebom na ni black rasta sema what can I say eye Akuffo Addo ene ne wofa eye kin oforiata tamana kin oforiata wo office no krono a papa no chese one Akuffo Addo abọ Ghana no abusuan enye krono keto a na wo sha papa ne lifestyle na tamano office anase sisi empo ne lifestyle ko ye nyamesom anase ode nyamesom kata ne ma bisu nso krono a papa ne bebo no oye mmehyew a chese krono a wabo Ghana no ani ska wawia anase ska one na Akuffo Addo awia na abusua black rasta chekire nsem ni ma oye mmehyew ntimencha ho no mepese abusua fo bemi akọ nyakwa akotie ensem a eye black rasta edeba betu dwa ani ska pote ya black rasta echilima eye Akuffo Addo ene kin oforiata awia ede akogu ba bia chese omo abusua enti ansa na ebe konmese wo se wo wansem kaye bia ode be share comment section obe like na subscribe na face so atima share dwumadi no ama afoforo nso nsa atumi aka medase.
My brother, my sister, I need you to come along, man. And these are the things we need to look at quickly. No 2 years about them thing, man. Hey, now the very first story I am looking at today is taken from Ghana Rěve. And what does it say? It says, while Ghana was wallowing in debts, Atta's bank made $9.2 million US. Manasseh Azure's new book reveals. Now, when it comes to Manasseh Azure, you can say that he does in-depth analysis of his issues. And he goes deep into research, my brother, my sister. In fact, this is one of those. He has released a book. And the book is titled, The President Ghana Never Got. I read, renowned investigative journalist Manasseh Azure Awuni, in his latest publication, The President Ghana Never Got, has disclosed how some individuals in the Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo Addo government benefited from Ghana's woes of high indebtedness. In his 409-page book, the journalist shared copies of documents he obtained from the Ministry of Finance through a right to information request, which showed that the bank of former Minister of Finance Ken Ofori-Atta Data Bank made millions of dollars from the country's indebtedness. Details of the book, which were published by My Joy Online, showed that as Ofori-Atta was signing debt instruments which were pushing the country into a ditch, Data Bank was making millions of dollars. Now the bank, together with 2 other financial institutions, became the regular facilitators of the Akuffo Addo government's borrowing when Ofori-Atta became finance minister, and it benefited greatly from both Ghana's international and domestic debts. Now, the documents disclose that Ofori-Atta's data bank made a whopping $9.2 million American dollars through the loan agreement it facilitated for the country while Ofori-Atta was in office. My sister, this is not the first time we are hearing this story. $9.2 million American dollars. Whooping, isn't it? This was when we all were being strangulated. Some of us visited early graves. Some are in terminal ill health, all because of the hardships. Some got permanent haircuts, which they will never recover from because they have been balded. A lot of men became bald because of the unprofessional haircuts they got during this period. Some were ready to sacrifice. Others were growing fat of the suffering of the people. I am so ashamed flabbergasted, and hypnotized. My brother, my sister, by this. These are the people who go to church speaking in tongues. Tongues that only they and their master, the devil, understand. My brother, my sister. These are the people who quote the Bible verse that they are so much in love with, my brother, my sister, at the least opportunity, unprovokedly. My brother, my sister, the finance minister's data bank made so much money, my brother, my sister, and we were told, whilst we were suffering under the heat of indebtedness, they did not care. They milked the people dry. No wonder the finance minister told us that he was not interested in taking salary. My brother, now the big question I'm going to ask is this. Can we march on to court? Can we prosecute some of these cases? Our law courts, do they have teeth to bite? And do they bite the right people? My brother, my sister, it hurts me that generations to come will suffer from this carelessness and irresponsibility. We vote our people into power that we blame will be, we believe will be able to rescue us from the sinking ship, only for them to bore more holes into the bottom of the ship and accelerate geometrically our sinking into the deepest abyss. Hallelujah. It hurts me, my brother. And if you can see, I have tears in my eyes. My brother, somebody goes to jail because he stole a bunch of bananas. Another person stole a cock for his pregnant wife because she was in the mood to eat chicken soup and he couldn't afford. So he stole a cock. And he was caught. He's languishing in jail for the past 15 years for stealing a cock. Somebody is able to use the power of the pen to steal from the people of this nation millions of American dollars, and they walk free. My brother, it hurts me that certified thieves like Woyome, who the cost of this country certified as thieves and are stolen from this nation and were asked to bring back the money. My brother, my sister, up till now, we do not know what is happening to that indebtedness to the nation. They told us that we should not call anybody a thief until the law courts call them thieves. When Woyome's case was in court, over 50 million American dollars, my brother, my sister, that the NDC government under Mahama paid to as judgment debt. It came out that the man was a thief. He had taken money that did not belong to him so disloyally and was asked to bring back the money. My brother, my sister, he fought it in court over and over. At the end of the day, they gave him a certificate certifying him as a thief. What happened to these people? Have they paid the debts? Or are they still playing Humpty-Dumpty business with us? It's Humpty-Dumpty business, right? My brother, my sister, we saw how a reverend minister of God, a prophet of God, had two identities, two different mothers, two different days of birth, and he benefited entirely from his relationship with this government, as proven by Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. All they could do was to threaten people with spirits and so on and so forth. What is this country bargaining for? It hurts me, my brother. It hurts me, my sister. Every time I have to sit back and watch our nation go down like this. I have children. They will grow up and have children. I will become an old man if I am lucky. Maybe I will even lose my teeth. Maybe my words will not be even audible in the last days. Now that my voice is most audible, this is when I must strike. Now that my voice is most audible, if I don't speak out, I would be playing the hypocrite, and I'll be delving my ancestors a bad blow. Ken Oforyata made 92.2 million American dollars. At the time, people were dying in their droves and visiting early graves. He had the opportunity, the rare opportunity, to be flown in a private jet to visit doctors outside the nation. Before he left, he asked us to pray for him so he will return. When he came in ill health and still pushing, we told him to.
Abusuya enti nsem ni mu bi ene ekoko tie no na Black Rasta de to aso ka say se nyame boa na NDC amanyoko ni timi ba power enkofo mienu ena wo so mutimi boa ame ejeli om a obo na Addo danko Akuffo Addo ene eye ne wofa kin Oforyata din a o che say krono mo abo mo no sisi wo kokin Oforyata banga ska eda bang wo no a stena Ghana yeti aye ho kire no abusuya ensem na no wedene ntime ncha on mepese yesa abeko ni akoti ensem a eye Black Rasta ede to aso.
Rest. Little did we know that he allegedly had some fat farm where he was milking the people of this nation. And the president sat down and watched him. In the words of President Mahama, he said, Nana Akuffo Addo said he's too old to steal. But he knew exactly what he was saying. He knew for sure that, yes, he's too old to steal because he cannot run too fast. But his cousins, like Oforyata, Ken, are there to help him steal. We all heard him say that, right? Do you remember what President Mahama said? If you never heard it, take a listen.
By the time we left office in 2016, I'll tell you this, most Ghanaians don't know, we financed the budget from our own revenues. We didn't borrow one CD from the central bank. The first time in Ghana's history. Everything that we financed the budget with in 2016, we did zero central bank financing. This had put the economy on a platform where, I mean, if the incoming administration and Addo's administration had taken over with the additional oil revenues and things, we would have just continued fiscal consolidation with growth. And you would have felt the prosperity within the system. Instead, they jettisoned everything and decided to go on their own track. This finance minister, you know what he's interested in? All he's interested in is going on the bond market and borrowing money because he benefits from it indirectly. His company is at the bottom of borrowing all these Euro bonds. He's borrowed $9 billion from the bond market in 4 years. And every bond he floats, Data Bank makes money out of it through proxies and other things, you know. And so this is clearly conflict of interest. The president knows about this, you know, and that's why he says, I'm too old to be corrupt. I'm not going to steal your money, because he knew his relatives would steal the money for him. And that's exactly what's happening. You know, he can go to a plush retirement because of Oyatta and Gabi and everybody will look after him. I'm too old to be corrupt. 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 You know, he can go to a plush retirement because of Oyatta and Gabi and everybody will look after him. I'm too old to be corrupt. I'm too old to be corrupt.
It's not the first time we are hearing about how much they are making from our wars. It hurts me, my brother. I'm trying to control the tears, but they keep welling up in my eye. I will leave it here. But my brother, posterity will judge us. This finance minister, every single second he's quoting the Bible. Why are you busily quoting the Bible when your actions intentionally put people in graves? Why do you continue playing holier than thou when you know you are dirtier than Satan? I'm asking all and sundry. Not only the finance minister, the former finance minister. Posterity would judge us badly. On the day of judgment, you will see prostitutes going into heaven. You will see drunkards entering heaven. You will see all these people going to heaven. And your pastor is languishing in jail. Your ministers of state are busily being sodomized by Satan in hell. Hallelujah. I'll leave it here. Related to this issue, and I need you to come along, my brother, my sister. And I'm reading this from my Joy Online. It says, government to raise 78 billion Ghana cedis via treasury bills in quarter 2024. I read. The government plans to borrow 78.441 billion Ghana cedis. Did you listen? Did you hear that? The government plans to borrow, the word there is borrow, 78.441 billion from the money market in the third quarter of 2024. Out of that, 53.804 billion will be used to roll over short-term maturities, while the remaining fresh issuance of 24.6 plus billion would be used to meet its financial. Finance was only about and all about borrowing, and any Tom, Dick, and Harry could be president. This is what this government is demonstrating. What is this government doing? We have the men. Where are the men? Are the men experts in borrowing? If that is so, then you truly have the men. Everybody is looking for an easy way out. Borrow your way out of every mess. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry with no brain can be president if it was all about borrowing. Do you agree with me? Hey, if governance was all about borrowing your way out of every mess, then anybody without brain, every walking jack, my brother, my sister, headless jack, could be president. And this is what this government is demonstrating. Borrow so much money so that data bank can make billions out of our suffering. Borrow, 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 borrow. New finance minister also comes and is singing the same chorus. Borrow, 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 borrow. In the Asante region, you hear them say, bolo, 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 bolo. It's sad. What is happening to us? Where are our men of dignity? Where are our men of pride? Everybody has become a beggar. We are all inflicting knife wounds on our nation, and the nation is busily hemorrhaging itself to death. Why? Borrow, 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 borrow. No ingenuity of governance. No creativity. My brother, my sister, it is so sad and I am so hurt. New finance minister said they want to go out and borrow in the third quarter. You are about to leave government. You want to saddle the nation. Today being Youth Day, International Youth Day, you should be speaking a different language to the youth. You have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. Now the international market does not even want to lend you anything because you have lost your credibility. And when they borrow the money, you'll be shocked what they do with it. Politicking. Flying to Dubai and other places to chill out. They buy V8s and so on and so forth. Luxurious cars. They use that to do nothing for this nation. Posterity is busily judging us as we speak. I am hurt. Borrow, 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 borrow. New finance minister. No creativity. No ingenuity. All they can say, oh, I have this degree. I have that pedigree. What is that degree? What is that pedigree? They wear big suits. And then they parade university certificates around. Yet when you look into their brain, they don't even have one. What is your degree without a brain? It's shocking. As Mahama said in that tape, they financed the 2016 budget from their own coffers without having to fall on the central bank. And when they left, they believed that this government will continue in the same action. No, they had their own agenda, a japadie. They came to loot. They came to hemorrhage the nation. They don't care about the future of this nation. They haven't been in power for long. So this is an opportunity to loot so that even when they go into opposition for the next 100 years, they will have enough to rely on in their retirement. The issue I would like to look at has to do with the Airbus scandal. the Airbus SE scandal. And I read, Airbus scandal. Do you know how much Mahama's brother will contribute to his campaign? And this is Martin Kpebu talking. And I read, lawyer and political commentator Martin Kpebu has argued that even though an investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, into the Airbus scandal has exonerated former President John Dramani Mahama of any wrongdoing related to corruption and corruption-related matters. The fact that John Mahama's brother, Samuel Adam Foster, received money as an intermediary for Airbus.
Black Rasta esan say Ghana na ya nananom chechere to ono enye nde Ghana akwa yem say aban bia ba obewia yesika anaso be diska ne bi na okọ onjene echirimba ho anase onjene oman ni mpuntu ohu a chese abusua Black Rasta raho ama me kra me so me raho abusua etimada mase samoje peni ye ebe me kotie ensama eye Black Rasta edeba be dom ye no medamase